Welcome back to the channel. I just thought I'd talk today about initial timing. Question is where should I set my initial and my timing total? The other one is I have my initial timings or total timing. I have my initial set at, and they'll give me a degree. I want to know if it's right. I want to show you today how I set initial timing. It means initial timing is probably one of the biggest questions I get on what their number should be, or what number should it be, or do I approve of their number. I have 6 different small block Mopars in cars right now that are carbureted classic cars. They all have different initial and all have different total timing. This is just my unprofessional advice. Take it for that. I'm sure I'll confuse somebody, but I would like to demonstrate live how I set initial. Initial timing deals with total timing, which is RPMs up, weights are out, and you got your that timing. Then you got your initial, which is at idle. You actually got vacuum advance timing, and then you got your advanced curve on how quickly it goes from initial to total timing. I don't want to get involved with everything today. Today will just be how I set initial. 3 things that I use set an initial timing: screwdriver, 1/2-inch wrench if it's a Mopar, and a cheapo timing gun. Oh, can't forget the diet drink. Make that 4 things. I use the 1/2-inch wrench to loosen the bolt that holds your distributor down. I do not make it floppy loose, kind of snugly loose. So what you'll do, you'll see where you're at with timing, and you'll add about 2 or 3 degrees and see if the RPMs of the motor picks up. Hear that? The RPM of the motor jumped up, and I jumped up about 3 degrees. So I'm going to back my RPM back down to the desired RPM. Now I'm going to pull a couple more degrees into it. RPM picked up. Back the RPM down. Pull more timing. Oh, I didn't gain RPM. The motor just kind of shook a little bit. So when it starts to shake, I pull that timing back out of it that I just added, maybe minus 1 more degree. Now this motor is timed right now at about 14 degrees, and that's where this car runs the best. So that's my unprofessional way of doing it. It's what works for me. That's why when people say, my initial's at 16 degrees, is that right? I don't know. It might be a good place to start. I have no idea. This initial timing is 30 degrees because the distributor's locked. My 318 Duster, it likes 20 degrees initial. This one likes 14 degrees initial. So when I set initial degrees, I let the car decide where it wants to be. So I hope this clears some things up to those people that really press me on what their degree of timing should be. I started with just initial. Maybe we'll do full advancement down the road, but this is how I set my initial. I let the RPM of the motor dictate, and when I get to the point where it flutters a little bit, it doesn't really gain RPM, I pull them degrees back out and maybe 1 more. Then the real test is on a hot day. You've driven it in the summer, you shut it off for 15 minutes and you go to start it. Does the starter kick back? You know, acts like it's hard to turn over.
then you might want to pull another degree or two out of it. I don't run vacuum advances on almost anything when it comes to my timing. So everything's done by the initial, the curve, and the full advancement. That's just me. My wife's Ram Charger still has the vacuum advance hooked up. That's the only one. I hope this video helps somebody how to set their initial at least. That at least gets you off the line in the right foot. I'm going to cover this. It wants to go back to sleep. It's been a long winter. We're not quite halfway through it.